Prime Minister Trudeau is being accused of an about-face over Canada's temporary foreign workers program, following a scathing report.
A bombshell report by the United Nations has slammed Canada for being a breeding ground for modern-day slavery. The report says Canada's temporary foreign worker program favors employers and locks migrants into debt bondage.
You see, back in 2015, Trudeau had this to say about the temporary foreign workers program.
The government has allowed the temporary foreign workers program to become a force that drives down wages across the country and takes advantage of vulnerable people from abroad.
After becoming Prime Minister, Trudeau ramped up the program.
Historically used to support Canada's agricultural sector, the influx of temporary workers skyrocketed in recent years, from 84,000 in 2018 to roughly 150,000 last year.
The UN Special Rapporteur, Tomoya Obokata, explains his findings after his fact-finding mission to Canada.
Conditions are, for example, excessive working hours, no overtime pay or less than minimum wage, no access to health and social care, excessive surveillance, and sometimes physical and sexual violence.
The same Liberal government that prioritized giving a convicted terrorist back his citizenship is failing to protect temporary foreign workers who aren't given the opportunity to become citizens.
The UN report notes TFWs are unable to leave their employers, unable to access public services, and deported at the employer's discretion. Canada used to bring in more people as permanent residents with the long-term goal of making them full citizens.
Temporary foreign workers are particularly vulnerable because they face deportation if they lose or leave their job that brought them into Canada.
It is permanent resident status that is the linchpin that will give access to workers to the same rights that other workers have in Canada. I think it's a very damning report.
The sheer number of temporary workers also means it's harder for Canadians to find jobs. This is what Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has to say.
Look, Trudeau's destroyed our entire immigration system, and he has expanded the temporary foreign worker program by well over 200% at a time when we're losing jobs. When I was responsible for that program in 2015, we had only 60,000 temporary foreign workers. Now it's close to 200,000. And on top of that, you have international students who are effectively temporary foreign workers, came under the wrong stream. Our temporary foreign worker program should only be available to fill jobs that employers have proven beyond a doubt cannot be filled by Canadians.
Poilievre has also noted that the Liberal government has used tax dollars to fund positions of temporary foreign workers.
Now we learn that the $15 billion grant to the Stellantis plant will fund mostly jobs for non-Canadians, not immigrants. We love jobs for immigrants. Jobs for people who are not Canadian citizens and will not be Canadian citizens. They will come here, get a taxpayer-funded paycheck, and take it back to their country. This is a $15 billion grant to one company. $15 billion works out to $1,000 for every single Canadian family. You got 15 million families in Canada. You got $15 billion for this one company. Every family in Canada will give $1,000 to this plant. And now we know that the majority of the jobs won't even go to Canadians.
We know of at least one Liberal MP who is himself hiring temporary foreign workers.
Sukh Dhaliwal, Liberal MP. He got a temporary foreign worker to do legal assistance work. You couldn't find a legal assistant in Surrey for your land surveying company?
In Quebec, Premier François Legault is taking action by announcing a 6-month freeze on the intake of low-wage temporary foreign workers.
With this, Premier François Legault wants to send a message to Ottawa that Quebec is doing everything it can to reduce the number of temporary immigrants it has jurisdiction over. And now it's the federal government's turn.
The unemployment rate in Canada is currently 6.4%. The youth unemployment rate sits at 14.2%. It was 10.2% a couple years ago. Youth are disproportionately affected when low-wage or entry-level jobs for Canadians are scarce. And that's it for this week. Be sure to like and subscribe and sign up for our free email updates. Stay in the know with what's happening in Conservative Canada. Thanks for watching.